Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, let's begin now. Moving ahead with nutrition in human beings. Now let us know the description that how food is digested step by step in the different parts of alimentary canal. Okay. Can you also see the shared screen? Can you all see the shared screen? Children, am I audible? Okay. So the basic parts of alimentary canal we all have already gone through, like the mouth, then esophagus, that's the food pipe, then liver, then pancreas, etc., etc. Now let us see that in detail what happens and how the food is actually digested, which type of nutrient is digested in which part, like fats, proteins, carbohydrates, etc. Okay, because this topic of digestion is very important, I think, not only just to study this topic and to clear the exam, but in general life also. If we are well knowing about our body, about the digestion process, we can lead a healthy life. We can keep ourselves healthy. We can keep, all of our family members healthy. That's it. Means I feel uh, applying the logics and facts of science into the daily life makes our life better. Okay. So the first, mouth and the buccal cavity. Who will be reading this out? Rishit?
Yes, sir.
Rishit?
The mouth and buccal cavity. Food is taken into the body through the mouth. This process is called ingestion. In the mouth, the food is broken down into smaller pieces by the teeth. The mouth has salivary glands which secrete saliva. The saliva breaks down starch into sugars. The tongue helps to mix the food with saliva and swallow the food.
So just taking in of the food in the mouth, this process is called ingestion. Uh, the mouth further happen, the food gets broken down into smaller pieces by the teeth. Whatever bite, size of bite we take in, we keep on chewing and chewing. And why we are suggested that while you are chewing, just focus on chewing the food and not any other thing, because when our attention is caught by something else, we'll not chew the food that better. We'll try to just swallow it. Okay. So chewing it number of times makes the digestion process easier. And further, when it goes to the stomach, it becomes very easy and very quickly the food can be digested and the better way it will be absorbed. The nutrients will be absorbed in the best way. So remember to chew the food properly and slowly. No need to hurry while you are chewing the food. That may enter the windpipe. That may cause choking. Another point is that may cause acid reflux. Many means two or three bad effects can be there of hurriedly eating the food. So what helps in the mouth? What helps the digestion in the mouth? The mouth actually has salivary glands which secrete the saliva, the fluid which is called saliva. Um, hmm. It breaks down the starch into sugar, means the carbohydrates are broken down into simpler sugars. And the tongue helps to mix the food with saliva and swallow the food. You know, the tongue is the strongest muscle in our body. The tongue is the strongest muscle in our body. You know that? You know that?
No, ma'am.
No, so I'm telling you now. And this is the only part in our body without any bone. Note this whole part and this point about tongue. This is the strongest muscle in our body and the and and the only body part and the only boneless body part. Okay. So please note this down. Tell me once you are done with it, please. Noted?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone. Okay. About tongue we have already seen. So, okay, let's take a quick look at tongue again. What was the role of tongue here? The tongue has taste buds to detect different taste of food. The different region of tongue detect different taste. Okay, so you have already noted, I hope no need to repeat it. The
Ma'am, we
front
already noted the mouth and tongue.
pardon?
Ma'am, we already noted the tongue and the mouth.
Yes, yes. So, the front part tastes the sweet things, the next half salty, the rest of the half sour, and the last bitter. You know, looking at this word bitter here, it reminds me of taking in the medicines. I cannot take medicines. About teeth also, in detail we have done. So teeth,
Yes, ma'am.
basic role of teeth will be like chewing the food. Further, yes, there are specific function. You know, this topic of teeth is again important. So go through it properly for the test and further also. See, I feel this chapter, nutrition in animals, especially nutrition in human beings. This mm, huh, I feel that this topic plays a very important role in all of our lives because if we are taking in healthy food, if that will keep our body fit. If our body is fit, our mind is healthy, means our brain will be healthy, we'll think healthy, we'll do healthy. Everything. Okay. This is not only for exam point of view. So please note and enjoy this chapter. And you can create awareness in your home also, even with your family members, if you get to know something new about it that they doesn't know. Okay. Next comes the food types. Who will be reading this now? Shriyansh? Shriyansh?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. The food pipe passes down along the neck and chest. The swallow food is pushed down by a movement of the walls of the food pipe into the stomach.
Esophagus? Yeah, oh, fine, that's it. Esophagus is just another name of food pipe. So food pipe passes along the neck and the chest. The swallowed food is pushed down by the movement of the walls of the food pipe. So we have the walls in the food pipe, means every organ has already, means of course inside walls. So the by the movement of that walls, it is pushed down into the stomach. It is, you can say the esophagus or food pipe is just the passage for the food from mouth for entering into the stomach. Yeah,
Ma'am,
yeah, Rishi.
ma'am, are esophagus and pharynx both are same?
No, 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 no. Larynx and pharynx means the role is slight different.
Okay.
Next, when the food
Like,
enters the stomach. Hmm?
I have a doubt.
Hmm.
Like the larynx and pharynx in the food pipe are in the same place, like in the center of a body. Is it like that?
Siddhant, speak little louder, please.
I'm like the larynx and pharynx,
Hmm.
and the food pipe. They all are in the same place, right? In the center of the body.
Yeah, means not center of body. Okay, you mean like center of mass, you are assuming it that way. From head to toe,
Yeah.
if we consider, then see, I feel center of body would be like our chest area, the center point of chest area.
Yes, ma'am. The chest area only, the middle,
Hmm.
the where all the rib cage meet that part. So,
Hmm.
will it be separate pipes for all, or it will be one pipe which has different systems to do, like different work to do? It will be different pipes, right?
Different pipe for what you are asking? Means for what different things are you asking pipes?
Like food pipe. There'll be one pipe for food pipe and one pipe for
We have we have
larynx and one
two
for
pipes.
pharynx.
Yes, we have two pipes beginning from the throat area. One is food pipe, another is windpipe. Okay. The food pipe or the esophagus is different, and the windpipe is different. The pharynx we are talking about is a part of windpipe, and that larynx is the specific part in that pipe which has vocal cords.
And like won't they get mixed like air and food? Won't they get mixed in
Sometimes
the?
it happens. Yeah, sometimes it happens. No? Accidentally, while eating, we start coughing. All means accidentally it happens. We are not able to breathe. We are just coughing and coughing. What has happened in that case? That the bite we took into the mouth has not entered correctly to food pipe, but it has gone slight to the windpipe. Windpipe means the passage of air has stopped. That's why we are not able to breathe. And coughing means that automatically we do not do it knowingly, but automatically this is a reflex action that we start coughing to throw out the that bite from the windpipe.
And so it can't enter the lungs, right?
Oh my god. Don't want to actually imagine the situation. God saves everyone from this situation, but till now I have never seen this because how should I explain it? When the dust particles enter our nose, so what is a reflex action? We sneeze. Why do we sneeze? Some irritation in the nose occurs, we sneeze, isn't it?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So, will you now ask that through the nose, will that dust particle enter our lungs? So, the first step is itself so irritating that our body reflects to it, our body responds to it. Similar way, when the food enters the windpipe only, we start coughing because in that at that span, the breathing tends to stop. The air is not uh, getting the space to flow through.
Okay, ma'am.
So that's a good question, and the conclusion of this question is, I think, that we should be very careful while eating the food. We should not be stick to the screen, or we should not be means our attention is just on the food that we are eating, because sometimes, uh, like when we are not focusing on the food, that case also that accident happens of entering the bite into the windpipe or something else. Now, when the food enters stomach, what happens? Stomach secretes digestive juices, that is hydrochloric acid and mucus. Okay, remember this: stomach secretes two juices, hydrochloric acid and mucus. The role of these digestive juices is to break down protein. So another question arises: where does the breakdown of protein takes place? In the stomach. Okay. Now, hydrochloric acid makes the medium acidic and kills bacteria. So, we can say hydrochloric acid plays two vital roles. One, making the medium acidic for the digestion of food. Another, killing the bacteria that has entered our stomach through the food. While enter along with the food, mucus. And what is the role of mucus? It protects the walls of stomach, or it protects the inner lining of stomach from the acid. Is that fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Note this down: food pipe and stomach.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone please confirm.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Next, small intestine. So small intestine is a long coiled tube. It receives secretion from the liver and pancreas, and it also secretes digestive juices. Okay. So liver is the largest gland. This you people already know. Liver secretes bile juice, which is stored in the gallbladder. So bile juice has a path which is secreted from the liver. It enters the gallbladder. It enters the gallbladder and then enters the small intestine and helps in the breakdown of fats. Okay, bile juice connect with the fats. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice, very easy to remember by the name, which breaks down carbohydrates and proteins. So write this separately. Pancreatic juice helps in the breakdown of carbohydrates and proteins. The intestinal juice completes the digestion of starch into glucose, fats into fatty acids, and glycerol and proteins into amino acids. So if we look overall, the digestion process starts from the mouth itself because teeth are chewing, tongue is helping saliva or salivary amylase is creating the situation or the atmosphere to get the digestion process easier. It starts from the mouth, but different nutrients take place for digestion. And further, next is stomach, and the proper digestion takes place in the small intestine. Proper digestion of food. Okay. Small intestine is a long coiled tube. It is about 6 to 7 meters long. It is in the coiled form, present like you can say just a rope put in a bag. Noting down.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it done?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at it deeply. Esophagus, then comes the stomach. So what is shown? This fold structure is small intestine and this part is of large intestine. Okay. It seems large in width, you can say, but lengthwise, the small intestine is the longer one. Okay. You can see the bile production in the liver. Now, this is gallbladder, so I don't think that it plays a very important role because removal of gallbladder has been seen in many people. It just stores the bile juice, that's it. So, if this, in case, in case of stone, it is removed, that secretion of liver will automatically move to the small intestine. Fine. And that's bile duct. Duct means the passage where the juice passes, and further it is moving to the intestine and pancreas. And pancreatic juice also has the uh, duct which is meeting and entering into the intestine only. I'll just show you the video also. Soumya, can you read this quickly?
Yes, ma'am. Absorption digested food in the small intestine. The digested food is absorbed by the walls of the small intestine. This process is called absorption. The small intestine has several finger-like projections called villi having blood vessels. The villi helps to increase the surface area for absorption. The absorbed materials are carried by the blood to the different parts of the body and used by the body. This is called assimilation. The undigested food then passes into the large intestine.
Hmm. So absorption of digested food in small intestine. In the walls of small intestine, we have several finger-like projections. If you know that in the market we have, a dusting, an object made for the dusting purpose. It has finger-like projections like comb, but it is bit thick and you can say comb-like structure. Thick, that brushes are thick. Okay, we can easily rub it or do the cleaning with that thing. So similar to that, you can see this structure I'm talking about in the small intestine. On the walls of intestine, we have these finger-like projections called villi, VILLI. These are the blood vessels, so that after absorption, the food and the nutrients enter this villi, means it digests, it moves on villi only, and it will then move to the blood vessels. It will carried out through the by the blood to the whole body parts. So what is the role of villi here? Because it allows the easy movement here and there in many directions. This helps to increase the surface area for absorption of food. Okay, then absorbed materials are carried by the blood to different parts of body and used by body, and this process is known as assimilation. And the leftover food, which is undigested and of no use to our body, will then pass to the large intestine. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Read this also. Divesh, you read this. A large intestine.
Okay, ma'am. In the large intestine, water and some salts are the remaining waste then passes through rectum and remains there as feces. It is removed through the anus from time to time. This process is called digestion.
So large intestine only receives the undigested food. Large intestine has some water and some salt. So the remaining food from the large intestine passes to the rectum and remains there as a feces. And when we feel the urge to remove the unwanted food from anus, this process is known as digestion, removal of food out of the body. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, down quickly, we'll play the video then. Is that done?
1 minute, ma'am.
I'm done.
Everyone done?
1 minute, ma'am.
Can you repeat, please?
Yes, ma'am, done.
Wait just a minute.
Digestion in human beings. Human beings take food through mouth and digest it in specific organs for digestion.
And we can't see your
Undid-
Wait.
Digestion in human beings. Human beings take food through mouth and digest it in specific organs for digestion. The undigested food is defecated. The food we take passes through a specific canal which begins with buccal cavity and ends at the anus. This canal is called alimentary canal or the digestive tract. The parts of the alimentary canal are buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, large intestine, small intestine, rectum, and anus. The food gets digested gradually as it passes through the various parts of the tract. Digestive juices secreted by the salivary glands, liver, and pancreas also aid digestion. Mouth and the buccal cavity. Food intake in human beings is through mouth. This process of taking food is called ingestion. Chewing food is very necessary for proper digestion as digestion process starts in the mouth itself. What happens during chewing? The large pieces of food we eat are mechanically broken down into small pieces. Teeth helps us in doing so. Action of saliva on food. During chewing, food mixes with saliva. Saliva is secreted from salivary glands located on the lower jaw between the tongue and teeth. Saliva converts starch in the food into sugars and also softens the food. Tongue. Taste of food can be detected by the taste buds present on the tongue. Tongue is a fleshy muscular organ attached to the floor of the buccal cavity. It is free at the front and moves in all directions. Taste buds appear as small bumps on the tongue and have different regions which help us enjoy different tastes. Esophagus or food pipe. The swallowed food from the mouth passes onto the esophagus. The epiglottis, which is a flap-like structure behind the tongue, directs the food into the esophagus and prevents entry into the larynx. The peristaltic movements of the esophagus helps the food to move down the tract till it reaches the stomach. Stomach. Stomach is a bag-like structure with thick wall. It is in the shape of a flattened U and is the widest part in the alimentary canal. The food that enters the stomach is churned and mixes with the mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices secreted by the inner lining of the stomach. The acid helps to kill the bacteria present in the food. It also makes the medium in the stomach acidic. The digestive juices secreted by the stomach break down proteins into simpler substances. Then the food is emptied into small intestine. Small intestine. Small intestine is a highly coiled structure and is about 7.5 meters long. As soon as the small intestine receives food from the stomach, the digestive juices from liver and pancreas are mixed into it. Liver. Liver is the largest gland in the human body and is situated in the upper side of the abdomen. To the right, it is reddish-brown in color. It secretes bile, which breaks down fats. Bile is stored in gallbladder between meals. Pancreas. Pancreas is a leaf-shaped and cream-colored gland located just below the stomach. It secretes pancreatic juice, which acts and breaks down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. After this is completed, the partially digested food reaches the lower part of the small intestine, where intestinal juices act upon the food and completes digestion of any remaining components in food. The carbohydrates in the food break down into sugars like glucose, fats into fatty acids, and glycerol and proteins into amino acids. The food consumed is digested and is now ready to be absorbed into the blood. Absorption of food in the small intestine. The inner wall of the small intestine has finger-like projections called villi, which have a network of thin blood vessels close to the surface. The villus increases the surface area of absorption and absorbs the digested food materials. The substances thus absorbed are transported through the bloodstream to different organs in the body and are used to build complex substances like proteins. This process is called assimilation. In the cells, glucose breaks down into carbon dioxide and water with the help of oxygen and releases energy. The undigested and unabsorbed food enters the large intestine. Large intestine. The large intestine is wider than small intestine and measures 1.5 meters in length. Once the undigested food enters the large intestine, it absorbs water and some salts from it and passes the remaining waste into the rectum. Here it remains as semi-solid fecus. The fecal matter is removed through the anus. This is called egestion.
It got all clear to you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You can see because I have to conduct one of the missed class. Because some of you have school tomorrow. So if I schedule it on Sunday morning, will that be fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Around 11?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Okay.
Sunday morning I have a class, ma'am.
At what time?
Ma'am, like around 10:30 to like 11:30 or 12.
1.5 hour class? You all have or you specifically you have to?
Ma'am, yes. Ma'am, it's like an online class, ma'am.
Pardon?
Ma'am, it's an online class, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. What about near 1 p.m.? 12:30 or 1 p.m.?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Or will 10 a.m. suit all of you? 10 or 10:30 a.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. We'll inform you. Okay,
Come.
children, bye-bye.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.